Hello students, we are going to record another video. This video we are going to connect the TouchDesigner and Wekinator. Inside the Wekinator we can do two ways. We can use the TouchDesigner as an input application or TouchDesigner as an output application. This video we are going to use the TouchDesigner as output. Input program can be another application such as audio input or video input or whatever application as we explained earlier.
好，各位同学，我们今天总共会上传两部影片。那这两部影片都在讲 TouchDesigner 在作为跟 Wekinator 的连接。那 TouchDesigner 它可以作为 input 的程式、输入程式，或者是它可以当做输出的程式。那在这部影片之中，我们要先解释TouchDesigner 它是如何当做输出的程式，以及它是如何与 Wekinator 连接的。
Wekinator. We had it last time. Wekinator here. This one.
No.
Not this one.
Not this one. I can tell.
There are so many. Okay.
Overview. OK. 好，那个还记得？I explained it already.
Okay, you explain.
好，还记得这就是我们在讲 Wekinator， 我们在讲 machine learning 的时候，我们有说过呢，我们会从输入层输入资料到 Wekinator 里面去，然后我们把就是在 Wekinator 在做一些比较数学家还有一些电脑科学家他们会做的事情。那应用音乐系的同学呢，不用知道说这些模型或中间到底发生什么事情，那这些是我们不需要去烦恼的。那我们只是但是你要去知道的是，就是我们再加上 Wekinator， 再加上 machine learning 之后呢，我们从 input 的资料里面，我们从输入的资料里面要怎么去 mapping 到那个输出的资料，就是怎么去通过 Wekinator 的控制，然后来变成 output 的资料。
Okay, this time we are going to use the input program mouse drag object. Later we will use the audio input. As usual, this is processing sample, and this one is a Wekinator. We still didn't set up the inputs. This sample described early. It had two inputs. Then we have to put the two inputs, and then this is the critical one. We need to design, we need to determine. Earlier processing output application fixed the output number, but in the TouchDesigner advantage is we can get any number of output. Later we need to adjust inside the TouchDesigner node.
好，那我们现在使用的示范程式，它的 input 程式是使用 XY 的滑鼠输入，我们可以去移动那个绿色方块去，它的位置就可以输入到那个 Wekinator 里面去。那这个程式是可以替换掉，我们等一下会使用另外一个示范程式，就是麦克风作为输入程式的程式来作为示范。就是这个是你想要用什么输入程式都可以。那个我们在作为就是 input 有你可以看到注解上面呢，它的 input 是有2个的，所以我们的 input 就写2，然后它的那个 port number 的话就是写6448。那我们有一个地方要注意，就是我们的 output 这边比较需要讲一下，因为 output 的资料呢，是我们可以去决定说，我们 output 是有几个 output 数量的，所以呢，就是你可以去想说你要控制几个数值。那我们有用 TouchDesigner 的话，我们自己在课堂上做过练习呢，有像是粒子效果的控制，然后它的大小等等之类的，然后还有音乐的控制，还有那个画面的控制等等。那你要去想说，我要多少个 output 的数量来控制这些参数呢？那这个是我们可以自己。就是你也可以自己去想说你要几个，但理论上是你要几个就有几个， 那我们在这边的话，in English example we only use one.
We can first we use a 5. Then we can explain. Okay, 4. Okay, first show 4 because we already planned for the 4.
Yeah.
We had it. In this program we had a 4. Later, I can show more output.
If you want to add more output.
More how to alter it, we can explain.
OK， 好，那现在在这个程式里面呢，我们现在是在 TouchDesigner 里面是设定成有4个 output 的数量。那等一下我们会教大家，如果你想要增加你的 output 数量的话，那是要怎么去增加
？But the problem is Wekinator program after assigning, it's hard to alter. And then when we in the beginning stage we have to design how many outputs do we need, and then how can we going to use these outputs after connecting with the TouchDesigner.
好，因为 Wekinator 它在设计的时候是这一点有点麻烦的，是因为它在开启新的专案的时候，它必须要求你就设定好 input 和 output 的数量是多少。所以就是当你建立好这个专案以后，你再去训练这个模型是有一点困难的。就是你如果要去再去调整 output 的数量或者 input 的数量的话，是有困难度的。最好的方法就是你再重新开一个新的专案。所以这是会造成说，就是如果最好的情况是你在一开始就想好你要使用几个 input， 你要使用几个 output 作为你的那个专案。
Okay, now you can see in the TouchDesigner. TouchDesigner we use this one in the that is called the OSC in, because this one is going to send OSC message as output. Then OSC message should be connected with the TouchDesigner. Inside the TouchDesigner we have to the get in OSC message. That's why we use this OSC in. OSC normally, as you see in this example we made, you can find that it's a serial message sending, and if we set up here 4, then we have to later break down 4 set of message at a time.
好，那我们可以看到，就是我们如果想要使用 OSC message 作为接收的话，我们会需要在 TouchDesigner 里面开启一个方块，叫做 OSC message in。那这个是在按 Tab 的话，会在message 那个分页里面找得到。那如果我们把这个 message 这个方块，就是把它拉长的话，就会发现它的那个 OSC message 就是它是我们会使用 OSC in， 然后那个 OSC message 的话，它是线性的输入，它是一直输入的，所以这个就会造成我们等一下会去调整这些设定，让那个 TouchDesigner 了解说我们这些输入这些资料的输入是可以分开的。
And this one you can see that a port should be same with the Wekinator 12,000. We have to change this one to 12,000.
对，那个 output 除了 output 的数量需要设定之外，需要在 Wekinator 里面里面设定之外呢，我们也要去注意我们的监听部它的 port number 是多少。那这个例子的话，我们就是两边都设为12000。
Then we can just next. Okay, now we can have this window as usual. You guys can remember this is already connected. When we connecting here, you can see that the TouchDesigner is receiving the message. Okay, we can see the message is coming, but this very serial port is there, and this message how can we break into the channels. Now we are gonna explain.
好，那你可以看到就是那个，如果我们去检查它的连接性，就是它到底 Wekinator 和TouchDesigner 有没有连接起来的话，我们可以去拉一个拉杆来改变它的数值，看看 看看在 TouchDesigner 里面中程式有没有反应。那你可以看到它是有反应的，但是我们去拉其中一个摇杆，拉杆去调整它的数值的时候，TouchDesigner 里面的你是看到它的所接收到的资料是线性，是一直来的。那我们等一下就要是去使用form， 就把它切成一格一格的，然後把它变成我们所熟悉的 select 的方式。
And then this is the OSC in. OSC inside. You can find the next. What we need this OSC message. We need to connect with the converter. When we input the OSC in, this OSC in node. Next, what we need is a converter. This is a converter. This is a converter node. That converter node normally like this. If I connect to here, he get that data. Okay, but actually we need the table because we need to separate these cell data. I mean the serial data to the table cells. This one doesn't have the see. This is I change this one. I can change into like the not that exactly one table. This one we can make into the like this cell. Then you can see that it produces cell. If we don't have this, normally it's like this. Okay.
好，那我们接下来呢，我们就要去用 convert 把它变成图表的形式，然后让它从连续的资料流分隔成一格一格的。那个使用的方法是我们使用 convert 这个convert 这个功能呢，然后再用把它转成
This is not a
table.
Yeah, this one to
table 意思就是说那个转换成表格。那 this cells at 就是我要怎么去分隔呢？我们就是用两个在 Wiki 不是在 TouchDesigner 里面，就是用一个英文逗点，然后空格，再一个英文逗点的话，就是表示说我要一个一个把它分隔起来。
Okay, and then this is the convert node. Then after convert node, we have to clearly read this table data. Then the key value is this is a TouchDesigner. Typically, you remember message sending the serial message. The serial message first part is this one. Serial message normally send like this message Wekinator, then it is bytes. We need to read the right column, right rows to break them into the channels. And this one is after we have the node, that is a convert node. We change the data into the table. That table has an index, a column index and the row index. And then here we had a common that OSC in. Inside we only use a maximum line is one line. Then we read the one line, and then one line data we transfer into the converter. Converter break all of these serial set of data into the cells. Now time to select it. This is select node inside the dat select, because early we used the chop selects and top select. This is a dat select, and inside the dat select we have to use the rows and columns. Okay, rows and columns. What we are going to read, first one is a starting row is this row number. This is 0 row. This is a first row. This is a 0 column. The first column, but normally this is 1 2 3 4, but they have the 0 0 means first. Okay, then we are gonna read from here. Then we can change the starting row is this one, this value, and the select column also we can start from here 1 2 3 4. When we change this value, you can see that it's become a 1 is this is third value is the 1 3. Okay, if I move this one to here, you can see that it's here. Okay, then clearly we can crop this long table into the 4 different columns. That columns can clearly read this Wekinator 4 outputs.
好，那我们现在使用的，我们上一个使用的是 convert， 我们上一个是用 convert 把所有的资料都是用逗点的方式把它分割成一个一个的。但是那我们接下来就要把这些我们要的资料用 select 把它选择出来。那不同的是，我们现在因为我们是在选择我们要的资料，那它的那个传输的方式是以资料的方式。那我们在 TouchOS 里面的话，就要使用 that 在 data 里面的那个的
convert
那 convert
select here.
好，那个 convert 和 select， 因为我们现在是要用资料的选择和资料的那个转换。那我们现在在我们的 select 里面呢，我们要去设定我们的设定它的那个怎么去分割呢？实际上是使用 index， 意思就是说有索引的方式去选择。那我们就去写说我们要从哪里开始去 select 呢？就是从
okay. The machine learning application send the 4 messages. Those 4 messages output messages already in 4 different columns. And early it was in 1 row. Then we cropped them into the tiny table. Those table this table going to identify by the index. There is an index here. This is because this message sending in 1 row, and we drop into the table. That table has a 0. The first row, second row. First row is an index as 0. Second row index concern as a 1. Okay. Then we need only this row. That's why 1 1 here. Then the columns we have to read this. That's why starting column is index 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 4. Okay.
好，那我们现在就是我们这边 start row 和那个 start column columns 对不对？好 columns 对，就是这个意思，就是说我们要去选择说我们在这个图表里面我们要使用哪一行哪一列的资料，那从哪里用到哪里？那他说 start row index 的话，就是意思说我的开始和结束都是1，就是都是在我们在编号1的那一row 是行那一行，那个所以就是它的那个 start row 还有 end row 都是设为1，因为我们都是要使用编号1的那一行。那我们是同样的道理的话，我们 select columns 的话，就是我们是会使用第1列到第4列的资料，所以的话就是那个 start column 就是设为1 ，end column 就是设为4。
Then challenge is we need to read these table cells as channels. We already did correctly identify by the select node. Select node can see that the select node is that select. Okay. Then we need to find the channel. Inside the channel we have dat2. Okay. If the channel is connected to the dat data type, that's why we call dat2. Okay. Then if we put here, you can find that it's normally like this, but actually we need to convert this one. And how did I do that? This one originally it shows all values. We have to change this one as an index because we use index. And then the rows and column inputs the way by index, select by index. Then first one we need to, as same with the early we said, the rows 1 to 1 and the columns 1 to 4. The same thing here we did. You can understand here also similar. This is the row how we can identify it. The by the index. Second one also rows identified by the index. But the starting is 1. Now you can see that. But the channel, the determination or determine the channel, not channel per rows, channel per columns. Then we can understand these 4 values inside the select node. The successfully we can separate into the 4 different channels.
好，那我们现在在 Data 里面的话，我们就会，那这个 Data 这个功能是我们会把资料呢转换成 chop 或 chop
channel operations
channel operation 就是频道的指令。那的话在 Touch 就是等一下就会转换成我们之前熟悉的那个绿色时代，也就是 channel operation， 就是channel operation 怎么讲？就是频道上面行动。那我们只要去设定说我们的那个跟刚才一样，我们就设定说我们的开始的 row 还有那开始的 row 那个结束的 row， 就是开始的行还有结束的行，开始列和结束的列是多少。然后我们要那个 output 的模式要把它调整成那个 channel per column， 意思就是说我每一个 column 就是每一列都是分成一个 channel 资料。所以这样子的话，我们这些资料就是变成我们所熟悉的这样子，这样子的表现形式。
If you want to change, you can make the names. Okay. Then actually this one is better with the values, channel values.
好，那个它可以选择说那个第一个资料呢是什么？它是怎么去排列的？那你可以使用数字的顺序，或者是名字的大小，或者是名字的字母顺序或什么之类的。
Okay, this one. Then even changing it, you can see that.
好，那我们现在去在 Wekinator 里面控制的时候，可以看到 TouchDesigner 的程式是正常的，那个到 Select 到 Data 这个格的话是正常的显示的。好，那我们现在 we can explain.
Okay, we explained already. Okay, how this one also we can make like a values. Then we can read it. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this one. Okay, and then these I just use a simple normal normal selector to later to separate and show that how can we read. And then after the reading in the channels inside the channel, we can use the other operations such as trail. What the trail is, we can find inside the and inside has channel operation, so you can read our all channel, how those channels are varying inside the values. Okay, and that's simply for visualizing purpose, and this one also for visualizing. And then later we can use another select node and we can select what channel we need. Okay, this I break into the 2 channels, 4 channels. If I need one more channel, I can Control C, Control V. Okay, Control C and Control V. See that? This is the same. Okay, this one is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. This one I can read a channel 4. Then these values we can train later, as usual. Wekinator machine learning input samples, train the output values. Okay, then the target is after separate into several channels in the visual media, you should have an idea how you're going to use this one. And then, as I explained earlier, we can get the channel, then we can use a math node to make the bigger or smaller according to our purpose. But this example we don't need that much difference, because we are going to use the only this example, the movie in file, movie second in. We are going to use the cross fading controlled by the one channel. Therefore this one we don't need that much. Okay, and then before that we can add the one more node. Earlier I told about the where is the
chop.
it is a limiter.
A limiter.
I think limit, I remember. Inside we can make a clamp, and then 0, 0 to 1. Okay, this one last time we did, and then this one.
But that's not. We don't have to use the not limited, because the input data
is a 0 and 1.
0 and 1.
Yeah.
It will not lower than 0.
Yeah, but if someone use this value multiplied by this, then it can go bigger, even though this is a multiply. Yeah. So this one no need to multiply.
I didn't think.
Yeah. Okay.
好，那个我们现在要去，接下来的话，那这边大家可能就会比较熟悉，因为这个其实在前几次的影片录影之中，还有前几次的上课是有解释过的。好，那是在明明先。那我们现在就是从这边的话，就是大家应该比较熟悉，我们就是用 select 把我们这所获得的4个频道的资料呢，然后在后面再加上那个 select， 看你要选择哪一个 channel 的资料，然后再加上 map， 再加上 limit， 就是 map 和 limit。再简单讲的是 map 就是在放大缩小，就是你选这个讯号太小，你可以用 multiply 把这个值呢乘以你想要乘以的值，那可以把这个值直接放大，或者你可以用 pre-add 或 post-add 把它用加的方式先加几个值上去，或者然后再接下来呢，我们可以用 limit 的 clamp 模式。clamp 模式的话，就是我们可以去控制它的最输出的这个值呢，它如果是大于最大值，还有小于最小值的时候，那它就只会输出最小值或是最大值，最大值或最小值。好，那这个就是 not 就会我们习惯就是再加一个 not， 就是防止它这个如果我们使用控制的那个数字的话，会有回溯，会回到其他地方。那我们现在好，那我们还有一个地方忘记讲，就是这个 trail 的话，我们可以在那个 channel operation 里面的那个 t 或者 t
limit。
t trail
trail here
OK， 这 trail 的话就是只是方便我们，就跟 select 一样，我们只是方便我们把这个接上去。我们可以看到说这个它就可以及时的显示我们以时间为就是时间的变化，然后还有它那个值的变化，就是比较好看而已。那比较好看的话，就是方便我们在做调整或者在做训练的时候是比较视觉比较视觉也比较直觉的。好，这个其实就是这其实功能就跟 select 的功能一模一样。我们如果把 select 不一样的，就是它一个是即时，一个是有时间又加上时间轴的。OK，
Then now you can understand that we first need to think about what kind of output do we have, how we are going to use them, control the
output program, output effect.
Yeah, the
visual effect.
Maybe real-time composition of the two videos, or maybe do we have the other type of particles, or maybe kind of a ramp or noise texture. Normally this kind of noise, if you want to use the monochrome, if you want a dynamic from these numbers, we can use for example this channel. I can connect with another null node, for example null node here. This is a null node, and this channel null node channel 2 we can use to make the dynamic this noise, we can use a translator, and then we can drag and drop into the value into the something like this. Then when we are controlling the second channel, you can see that this noise function may be going to animate.
好，那我们就可以去想说，那我们要去控制什么参数呢？我们要是去控制 TouchDesigner 的什么控制，要去控制哪个效果呢？那像是我们之前教的，使用2个影片，然后再去做飞in飞 out 的，那个叫什么 cross， 那个就是 video cross 这个功能的话，那就是这个很简单就可以达到。那我们之前有稍微解释过，或者是我们可以教过。我们之前有教过 particles， 就是粒子效果，它的大小、速度等等之类，这些都可以使用。或是老师他刚才就是很久没出现的 noise 方块，noise 方块的话，在上个学期我们有学到过，那时候我们是使用 noise 方块来作为随机的颜色产生。那我们可以去调整那个 noise 它的那个 Z 轴，等等之类的，这些都是我们可以去控制的。
This is last time we learned about a particle, then we can just use a particle here. Where is a particle? GPU particle. I cannot find it.
I think it's on the tools. Part P. No P?
Yeah,
here. Particles GPU. 好，那个在 tools 下面的话。I think there's a leg. No. Oh. 好，那个，那现在就是用 particles GPU， 这个在左边的那一栏，然后就是有，你可以把它拉出来使用。
And we can use one more composition here. One more composition here. This is our cross. Okay, this one is particles, and then the composition we can make add. Okay, something like this, and this number of particles we can use with this channel. Okay, for example, number of particles here we can use this our early channel. This one drag and drop into here. Okay, this is particle is very less, because the value is very tiny. We can insert the math node here, and then math node we can this one multiply by 1000.
好，那我们现在就是以OK， 我直接做 explain。好，那个我们现在就是以我们之前学过的 particles 这个功能来作为示范。那我们现在就是我们的 output， 第二个 output 的话，就是来控制粒子的数量。那我们就是因为我们刚才只有用到 no， 还有再用到就是把 select 这个值出来，所以它那个值就只会从0到1，所以我们通常会在中间再加上一个 map node， 就是再插入一个 map 这个物件，插入map 物件以后，我们用 multiply 把它乘以你想要的数字。
Now you understood that we simply use the two channels already. The one channels we use for fade in, fade out. Another channel we use for control the particles, number of particles. And now you can understand the same way. You have to think about a visual programming design, or kind of like a visual content designing. The designer should have a creative idea, need to concern about what are the outputs, what we are going to make. Then the pre-production, as we learn in the preparation side for the project, you have to work with your members or group members, decide how many outputs we are going to control by what type of inputs. Then here simply we are using this one, but still we didn't train the machine learning program. Now time to control, but only we use 2 channels in here, but we still have a 4 or 5. Then you have to think about what you are going to do. Let's see how we can train the machine learning. As usual, we have to think about our input position.
好，所以现在我们就是用简单的把这些值选择出来之后，我们就可以用这些值来控制我们想要的东西、想要的效果或是想要的参数。那就是几乎我们之前学到的，或者你自己想要在 TouchDesigner 里面找到其他的功能的话，都是可以使用的，都是可以去控制，那在后期制作的时候，你可能就要去与你的组员去讨论说，哦，那我们是需要去控制什么参数，哪个 channel，哪个 output 是要控制哪个效果，哪个 output 是要控制哪个数量或等等之类的。那这个是在后期制作的时候，你需要去与你的组员讨论的。但是以这个例子的话，就是现在你这个期末的话，你是没有组员可以讨论，就是除了对。好，那我们现在就要来看看，我们现在的接上去 Wekinator 的连接都已经完成了。那我们并没有开始训练这个模型，那我们现在就要从示范一次训练这个模型，然后并且让它开始能够运作。
Okay, let's see how can we train the machine learning application. The first one, we can use the start the recording. Position is here. Okay, on an example, I moved here. Probably we can have the maximum value of the output 1. The position here, starting and stop, and maybe he's in the middle. Maybe fading. This one is about 0.7. This one we can make it's also like around here.
对，I can explain one thing.
Yeah.
就是我们现在就是只使用了 output 1还有 output 2，就是 output 3和 output 4是我们没有使用到，但是那如果你没有使用的话，你可以不要去用，或者是不要去加这个。但是反正就是现在只是示范，你要用几个 output， 用几个 input 的话都是没人，就是都是可以的。那我们现在的话就是把这个绿色方块缩到一个位置，然后我们去控制我们的 output， 我们觉得哦这边的效果应该多一点，这边效果应该少一点，等等之类的。那现在因为我们现在去控制去拖3、4的话，它其实是没有作用的。那你等一下会看到它在图里面，它 select 那边会跳，但是我们没有把它加上任何让它去控制任何效果，所以它是对画面是没有影响的。好，就是在我们就是选择好我们的位置以后，我们就按 Start Recording 和 Stop Recording， 然后我们输入的资料都已经好的话，我们按 Train 以后，它训练完以后，我们按 Run 的话就可以这样，就可以开始使用这个程式了。我们在控制绿色方块的位置的时候，你可以看到这个在不同的位置的话，画面的效果也会不太一样。
See, okay, then can control from this mouse here. But later we can show another video from starting how can use the audio. I think this video now is too large.
Yeah.
We better to stop and then show about how can we use audio input to control the. Last time we have particle 1, but today we don't have my video. Okay, now you can simply see. Okay, then training is done, and then if I need this particle program, I can still use this particle lifetime for using this. Yeah, another maybe a null node here. One more null node. And I like to add insert the math node for the purpose of the scaling later. And this one also gonna insert the math node. Yeah, and then I'm gonna control this. This one I think I can control the particle life by drag and drop into here. Okay, and then the value is very tiny. We need to make this one about 10 times probably. Okay, then you can understand the number of particles. Now is running,
Life of the particles.
Yeah, life of the particle. Okay.
好，那我们现在就是如果你改变心意，就是控制的频道是控制的 output 是没在使用的话，你当然也可以就是拿去控制其他的参数。那现在的话，老师就是直接去控制粒子效果它的生命的长度。
See, if I go to here, I use a third channel for particles life. Particle life is very less because my channel third channel is here. Because I train here, my third channel, fourth channel was in maximum level. I mean the output. Now you can see that the particle life is a 10. Again, I go back to here like this. You can see that the particle life is less. And then fourth one also, if I need for another like a rendering part, sometimes maybe the particles force has a mass. We can control the mass of the particle by using this fourth channel. Okay, and fourth channel I think I can control here. Particle mass I put here. Okay, now you can see that if I go to here, I have the particles, and also particle has a mass. If I move into here, you can see that mass is going to be very less, and then particle also less.
Mass means
the heavy, how heavy. And then if I go to the my math node, I can increase the heavy, then it will very fast drop. And see, if I control to here, you can see that the value is less.
好，那个我们现在去控制，就是在去用，因为第四个 output 原本是控制的，那我们让它现在去控制粒子效果它的 mass 的话，就是它的掉落的重量感，或者它的重量，它的掉落的重量感。那你可以看到，就是它的那个，因为我们在角落的时候，我们在右下角的，在绿色空间在右下角的时候，我们刚才讲说，第四个 output 不用这么多，不是，应该是要1，所以在靠近右下角的时候 ，mass 这个值才会比较大。
Okay. Now you can see that last time we used the camera input to control the particles and compose with your camera the picture using optical flow. This time now you can see that maybe any input program can connect with the TouchDesigner via machine learning application Wekinator. Okay.
好，上一次我们会使用摄影机还有光流的方式去控制粒子的波动效果。然后我们现在今天这个方法是可以让你加到 Wekinator， 然后 Wekinator 使用你想要的 input 程式的话，都可以去控制 TouchDesigner 的画面或者其他的参数。That's it for this video.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wait a moment. What was our input program? This one?
Yeah, this one.
Now for this, maybe escape. Okay. This program I copy into the Google Drive. You can use it. And also I will copy the one file empty without this part. Then this sample and also empty sample you can use for your experimenting project.
好，那你在你的
This one thing, okay?
好，那个在我们等一下会把这些输出的，就是这个写好的 OSC map。如果你这一部分不会写的话，我们等一下会把示范的程式呢，会把它上传到 Google Drive 里面。那你等一下可以自己试试看，或者自己实验，或者用在你的期末的 project 里面。
Okay, this one I will put as a version. Okay, the first version I will put the another file later. Wekinator OSC in empty means no like
No
media
file.
file. Yeah, media files.
好，那等一下会有两个档案，这部影片会有两个档案，一个是现在存的这个档案，另外一个是去掉后面的这些 extract， 就是去掉这些可以控制的。
Only this part.
就是只有前面这个部分，那后面的话你是可以自己去设计，自己去决定的。
好 Okay, thank you very much. We are going to record one more video later about how to use Wekinator as the input program.
好，那这节课就到这边。那我们等一下会再录一个影片，是在解释TouchDesigner怎么作为一个 input 程式来输入资料到 Wekinator 里面。
好 Okay, bye bye. Okay, control lifting.
F10